formulas, the length, which is x2 minus x1 squared, plus y2 minus y1 squared. The second one was the midpoint formula, and this is coordinates, so it's x1 plus x2, and then y1 plus y2 over 2, so finding the midpoint. And you will see how we're going to use this now in the next questions today. The gradient then, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or delta y minus delta x. And then we're looking at parallel lines and perpendicular lines. That's also important now. So we have to mark now, try now 10. Is that right? Number 2. Is that right? Try now 10, number 2. Okay, right, number 2a. Find the equation of the straight line. So what do we want to do? We want y is equal to mx plus c. This is the equation that you want. That's what you're heading for. They tell you that the gradient is 3, and they gave you coordinates. So this one is very easy. Y is equal to 3x plus c. Plus c. And now we have put those coordinates in 1, 1. So to find c, it's always substitution. So c is then equal to negative 2. So the equation is y is equal to 3x minus 2. That is what we want now and what we're heading at. Okay, now we're marking try now 11. Try now 11. Determine the equation of the line that is parallel to y is equal to negative 5x plus 4, and it is passing through the point negative 1, 4. This is what we have to do now. So what do you know if it is parallel? So the equation is going to be negative 5x plus c. It must have a new c because it is a line which is parallel. So there's your original one passing through 4, and now you have a parallel line, and there should be a new y-intercept. So you only use the gradient fact here. And then I substitute 4 is equal to negative 5, negative 1 plus c. So what is your negative 1? So my equation is negative 5x minus 1. This is what we want now here at this stage. The next one, number 2, says, determine the equation of the straight line which is parallel to 2y plus 4x is equal to 7, and it passes through the point negative 2, 8. The problem with this one is it is not in standard form. I don't have a gradient now here. So what must I do first every time, Ruan? Standard form. What is standard form? Armand? Y is equal to mx plus c. That's what we want all the time. So I first need to do that, and we do that with algebra. So 2y is equal to negative 4x plus 7. Y is then equal to negative 2x plus 3.5. But that's not my answer. That's not my answer because it's passing through the point negative 2, 8. So now all that I know at this stage is this is my gradient and they are parallel. So y is equal to negative 2x plus c. To find c, you substitute coordinates in there. So I will put this 8, I will put 8 negative 2 in there. So it's equal to negative 2 times negative 2 plus c. And then what is then your c? Now, how do you get 3? 4. 8 minus 4. So y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. That's the equation. Who had it correct? Okay, so you find it easy. Okay, so now we look at try now 12. Try now 12. The first one. Find the equation of the straight line perpendicular to y is equal to 4x minus 5, passing through the point negative 2, 4. Okay, so now it becomes a little bit more tricky because now we need the perpendicular one. And what did we say? When is it perpendicular? If it is change of sign reciprocal. So that means, what is this perpendicular M going to be? Change of sign reciprocal. What is the change of sign reciprocal of 4? 1 over 4. Reciprocal. And I change the sign. Reciprocal and I change the sign. So now it is y is equal to negative a quarter x plus c. And we are substituting this point in there. So 4 is equal to negative a quarter times negative 2 plus c. Right. So what is c? Now this is, yeah, so it's 3.5. You're right. So the equation is y is equal to negative a quarter x plus 3.5. Finding the equation with coordinate geometry. Finding the equation. Right, number 2. So this one was also homework up to there. Try now 12. Find the equation of the line passing through 3, negative 4 and is perpendicular to the line 6y plus 8x is equal to 12. Now what makes this one now difficult is I don't have the gradient. How do I get gradients? Yeah, y is equal to mx plus c. So what will this one be? Y is equal to negative 8 over 6, but eventually it's 4 over 3x. Yes? 12 divided by 6. Oh, the moment when I skip a step, then I lose you. 2.5. Okay. But you're not really going to do that. What is now the perpendicular gradient of this one? What is the perpendicular gradient? So it will be 3 positive 3 over 4. Can you see what I do? Change the sign, reciprocal. I change the sign and I reciprocal it. So y is equal to 3/4 x plus c. This time it passes through the point 3, negative 4. So I substitute that in. 3/4 times the 3 plus c. And what is then the c? This is 9 over 4, which is 2.25, minus 2.25, so it's negative 6.25. Negative 6.25, so I would say 25 over 4. So y is equal to 3 over 4x minus 6.25. Right, very important things that we are doing now. Okay. So now I want us to try now 13.
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
Try now 13. This is what we're looking at now. And this time you only have 2 points. And then from the 2 points, you can find that line. And the equation that we want is y is equal to mx plus c. So every time when you see that word, find the equation, write that down, because then you sort of know what to do from there. I think we marked number 1A yesterday. So I can start then with B. And this is the coordinates -4, -2. And D then, which is 2, -6. So you don't need to draw it, but you can do it if it's easier for you. I just draw it now to give you the picture here. So this is the point C, and this is then the point D, 2, -6, which will be there. So that is the line that we want now there. So the two things that you need to find is the gradient and the y-intercept. And we find the gradient with the gradient formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is the gradient in this case? -2x plus c. To find, what is it now? -2 over 3. Okay. Okay, now let's go the long way. So what is m then? -6 minus -2 over 2 minus -4. So -6 plus 2 is -4, and 2 plus 4 is 6. So it is -2/3. So the equation is now y is equal to -2/3 x plus c, and we said then to get c, we're going to substitute. It doesn't really matter which one you put in there. You will get the same answer. So -6 is equal to -2/3 2 plus c, and c is then -4/3 plus 4/3, which is what? Plus 4/3 is 1 1/3. What is it then? Now people, 4/3 is 1 1/3. So if I bring it over, it's positive 1 1/3. So -6 plus 1 1/3 should be 4 2/3. What is -6 plus 1 1/3? Or 4 2/3? -4 2/3. So that means that your equation is now -2/3 x minus 4 2/3. If you write it 14 over 3, it's the same, so it's no problem. It will be correct. That won't be a problem then there. Right. The next question is then question C, E, which is -2, 3, and F, which is then 2, -1. I only have the two coordinates, and I need to find the equation of the line. What do I want? I want y is equal to mx plus c. Mx plus c. So I need to find the gradient. Okay, what is the gradient? It's -1 minus 3 over 2 minus -2. We should get exactly the same answer. So -4 over 4, which is -1. Yes, you are right. So y is equal to -x plus c. Now I need to substitute one set. No. You should get exactly the same answer. You make a sign mistake then somewhere, but you should get exactly the same answer. Which set would you like to substitute now? Your choice. So if we substitute e there in, we will have 3 is equal to -2 plus c. So c then. 2, if I take it over, I change the sign, so that is why it is 1. So the equation here is y is equal to -x plus 1. I hope we are getting that now correct. Right, the last one is now number D. G. Right, so the next one is number D. G, which is -4, 5. And h, which is -1, 5. Right. Y is equal to mx plus c. What is m? 0. M is 0. M is equal to 0. Look here, I can see it immediately here with the 2 5s. I can see that this is actually parallel lines that I have here. So it means there is no gradient. What is the y-intercept in this case? The y-intercept is 5. This is the y value. So the equation is only going to be y is equal to 5. There is no gradient for this one. Okay. Now, if we look at number 2 there, determine the equation of the straight line which intersects the x-axis at 4 and the y-axis at 6. And the following sentence is something that I'm going to repeat often now, and if you can just remember that and understand that. If I cut the x-axis, y is 0. If I cut the y-axis, x is 0, because you don't have coordinates this time. So determine the equation if it intersects the x-axis at 4 and the y-axis at 6. So that is the line that I want there. So what is your coordinates? 0, 6 and 4, 0. No, 4, 0. If you cut the x-axis, y is 0. If you cut the y-axis, x is 0. And now I can find the gradient there. The gradient will be 3 over 2. So the equation is y is equal to negative 3 over 2x plus c. And here we can immediately see that the gradient, the y-intercept is 6. You don't even need to calculate it. So y is equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 6. Okay, let's turn around to try now 14. Now they are becoming a little bit more challenging. The gradient intercept form, but that we've been doing all the time. The gradient intercept method is y is equal to mx plus c. This is actually standard form that we've been using. And you will remember with linear programming, we did this every time. I'm not going to let you do it now. I'm going to do it on the board, the whole following 2 questions. You can just look what I'm doing, and then we'll work in the books again. So just pay attention here on the board. So the first one looks like this. 3x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. We've been doing this now a lot of time. So what is this one in standard form, Chris? That's it. Can you see? Just like that. So it's just with algebra that you change it. This is what you used with linear programming all the time. We've been doing it now all the time. Right? Number B, what will that one be? Y is equal to plus 2. C, change that one for me to standard form. Yes, and then over 3x minus 2. That's number D. Now, what will I do with number D? LCM, because there's a fraction now there. Can you see? So this one is x over 5 minus y over 3 is equal to 1. Okay, can you change this one? 15, yes? Minus 5y is equal to 1. You want y to be positive, so it's easier just to take it over there. So I would say it's 3x minus 1 divided by 5, which is equal to y. Can you see? I just take it there where it's positive. It's easier to do it like that. Okay, now we look at try now 16. Try now 16. Y is equal to 3 over 4x minus a quarter. Look what they say. I want you to look at the last few years. They ask the question every time like this, try now 16. So look at that one. They say, write each of the equations in that form. Even ax plus by plus c. What does that mean? It means I want everything on the left-hand side and I want no fractions. That's what we do here. If you multiply here with the LCM of 4, what will you have? Plus by plus c. This is what they want. So everything must be on the left-hand side. Look what I'm doing. The learners don't recognize this question. So that's why I'm showing you now there. If I multiply by 4, then times 4, times 4, times 4, and cancel. So that's where the 3x is coming from. Plus 1, yeah, that's all, is equal to 0. Right, the next one. Y is equal to 4 over 5x plus 7 over 5. What is the LCM? And now we need to take them over. So what will it be? Yes, good. Is equal to 0. So can you see how we change them? Okay, the next one, number C, y is equal to 1.5x minus 2 1/4. I will change this 2 1/4 immediately to 9/4. Okay. Right, what? And this one as well to 3/2. Okay, so LCM 4. So times 4, times 4, times 4, and cancel. Right, what will it be? Yeah? No. 2 goes in 4 twice. Minus 6x plus 4y, and here? Plus 9 is equal to 0. Can you see? This is how we're going to do it. Look at this. I am going to ask it like that. Okay, now we come to try now. Right, what is the LCM now? So I times with 15, times with 15, times with 15, and cancel. Right, will it be? So it is 3x, y, minus 15, which is equal to 0. Okay. Right, now I'm going to explain the next one as well, and then you're going to start doing it. So please pay careful attention to what we do now. Is this one try now 16? Oh, this is try now 16. Now, let's read the question. The points D and E have coordinates 6, 6, and 0, 8, respectively. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of DE. Please pay very careful attention to what I'm doing now here. So I'm going to draw it just to give you the idea of what we're asking here. D is the point 6, 6. So that's your point D. And E is the point 0, 8. So E lies here, 0, 8. This is E, and there is the line that we are talking about now. But they say, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector AB. No, sorry, of DE. Now, what is a perpendicular bisector? Please pay careful attention, grade 11s. This is this line. Perpendicular, and what does bisect mean? Cut it in half. So what does that mean? What is this point here? Which point are we going to get here? It's the midpoint. Good. It's the midpoint. And what happens if it's perpendicular? The two gradients are perpendicular, isn't it? So what we do now is I'm first going to find the gradient of ED. And the gradient of ED is 8 minus 6 over 0 minus 6, which is 2 over negative 6, which is negative a third. Okay. Now, what did we say? Well, the perpendicular, look how I'm writing it now. What is the perpendicular M now of ED? Yeah, the perpendicular gradient. What is the rule for perpendicular gradients? Change of sign reciprocal. So, what will it be from here? 3. Now, change of sign reciprocal. Change of sign reciprocal. Change of sign reciprocal. So now the equation is y is equal to 3x plus c. Now, which point is this line passing through now? We said the midpoint. Do we have that midpoint's coordinates? Can we calculate it? Yes, with our formula. What would be the midpoint of those 2 points now there? Okay? Which is what then? You need to pay attention now. You're going to really struggle if you don't pay attention now. That's why I'm doing it for you now. 3, 7. 3, 7. So that means that this line passes through that point. Look at the picture. Can you see how the picture is helping you? So I would advise you to draw those pictures to be able to see what is going on. So if I substitute that midpoint now in there, okay, so 7 is equal to 3 times 3 plus c. So what is the value of c? Negative 2. Okay, so that means this equation of the perpendicular bisector is now y is equal to 3x minus 2. If it counts? Now look, let's just look at this line now again. Can you see that the gradient is now perpendicular to that one? We can see it. Yeah, but it is, oh, no. It is 90 degrees. Yeah, it is 90 degrees. It means that. And it cuts then here at -2. My sketch is now not very precise, but that's, so the sketch is going to help you to decide what to do every time. Right, one more, and then it's you that's going to be busy. Okay, number 2. The points A and B have coordinates. So the coordinates of A is 2, 1, and the coordinate of B is 6, -3. So B is here. Right, so that is then the line AB. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. So it's very similar to what we've done now. Ben, so what will the perpendicular bisector be? It will be this line. And yes, there it is 90 degrees. So that is the perpendicular bisector then there. So what do I need? I still want y is equal to mx plus c, because that's, so I need the gradient and the y-intercept. Y is equal to mx plus c. So then I'm going to find m first now. What is m now here? -3 minus 1 over 6 minus 2. So it's -4 over 4, which is -1. What would you say will be the perpendicular gradient now? Perpendicular is 90 degrees, but that's not my question. What is the perpendicular gradient? This one is -1. So what is perpendicular m? So that means now it is y is equal to 1x plus c. This line passes through the midpoint of A and B. The bisector, that's how I know it. It's the bisector, so it passes through the midpoint. So it's the midpoint then of these 2 points. Yeah, you can use it. That's right. So what is the midpoint? 2 plus 6 over 2, and then 1, is it plus or minus 3? Minus 3 over 2. So comes, what is the midpoint for -1? So now I can substitute that point, because that is the point through which it passes. I'm going to substitute it in. So -1 is equal to 4x plus c. No, sorry, I need to substitute x with a 4, and that makes c then equal to -5. So the equation is y is equal to x minus 5. Okay, I want you now to do for me, try now 17. So you'll see the next few are word sums. And they also come out of old question papers. Mixing all the formulas now, that's what we're going to do. That you should calculate is the length of PS. Length, so it's Pythagoras, and the answer was 5. Make sure that you use brackets there, otherwise you're going to get wrong answers. The second one is the gradient of PQ. So that means I'm just going to use my gradient formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's why we need to know our formulas. It's the gradient there. Was it 5 over 4? Negative or positive? Positive 5 over 4. Then at C, they say find the equation of PQ. So what do you want? Y is equal to mx plus c. I already have the gradient, so I just need to find c. So y is equal to 5 over 4x plus c. And which coordinates will we substitute now? Either p or q. And then you got 2, isn't it? So this one's answer is then plus 2. Plus 2 there. Okay, now the moment when we get to D,